Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Marketing Monday. I'm your host, Helene Kwong, CEO and founder of Hashtagitude. Of course, if this is your first time to view Marketing Monday, it happens every Monday at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, so that's 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And, well, every Monday we introduce to you the weekly theme of the week that we have over at Hashtagitude. So if you're a member of our mailing list, you get first dibs on knowing what exactly is up with the weekly theme, and then you join in on Marketing Monday at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and get a little bit more of an intro of that week's theme. And then on Wednesday, generally Wednesday I'd say, there's been a couple times where we had the blog post go out on Thursday. We go more in depth into the topic. So, as you may have seen, today we are talking about virtual reality and augmented reality, or this week I should say. On this broadcast, we are talking about what exactly the differences are between the two, defining what each of them are, and then where they intersect. So, give me just a moment. I'm gonna go ahead and share this broadcast with everyone. So hopefully everyone's having a good Monday so far. It's been a little hectic around here, but going well. I can't complain. Actually, this week for a few days, for most of the work week, and then next Monday I am teaching English class for some exchange students who are visiting for just the next week and a half. So hold on. So let's talk first about virtual reality. So Google defines virtual reality as a technology that superimposes a computer-generated image on a user's view of the real world, thus providing a composite view. Simply put, it's a computer-generated 3D environment. So a good example is the Samsung VR, which you may have seen around on the internet or in real life as well. Those hunky goggles can really drop you into an enchanted island. So they are sold at mall kiosks everywhere, and of course you can try them out. I know that at least with attending South by Southwest last year in Austin, Texas, a lot of people were definitely talking about how great virtual reality is. And I would even say in 2014, which was the first time I attended South by Southwest, a lot of people were already talking about virtual reality and how great it was. Or is, I should say. So now let's talk about what augmented reality is. Augmented reality is a computer-generated simulation of a 3D image or environment that can be interacted with in a seemingly real or physical way by a person using special electronic equipment, such as a helmet with a screen inside or gloves fitted with the sensors. But simply put, augmented reality is a 3D image that interacts with a person using a screen. Good example is if you are an avid user of Snapchat, you came across their face filters, I would say several years ago, especially once they started doing this on the platform. And Instagram, of course, has recently introduced these face filters as well over time, and thus copying their competitor, Snapchat. So Apple is on the augmented reality bandwagon. Their CEO, Tim Cook, says that unlike virtual reality, which closes the world out, augmented reality allows individuals to be present in the world, but hopefully allows an improvement on what's happening presently that has resonance. So the future of augmented reality, or AR as it can be shortened down to, can and will include everything from those face filters on Snapchat and Instagram to training programs for NASA engineers and astronauts to testing and modeling different technologies and training simulations. So, how are AR and VR different from each other? Maybe you thought that the terms were a little more interchangeable. Maybe before this broadcast you weren't even sure what exactly either of them were. I know for certain that I would say only in recent times I've discovered I've learned of the differences between the two, but they do have their differences. So Tim Cook says that augmented reality takes our current reality and adds something extra to it. It does not move us to a different location. It simply augments our current state of presence. VR, virtual reality, is a little more immersive, and augmented reality provides more freedom. So virtual reality is usually delivered to the user through a head-mounted or handheld controller. This equipment connects people to the virtual reality environment and allows them to control and navigate their actions in that environment meant to simulate the real world. A good example of VR that I have tried was actually the VR haunted house here in Denver. I believe it was actually just perhaps it was just this last Halloween, or maybe it was previous Halloween. But anyway, a few friends of mine, they were doing a VR haunted house and hosting it at Epic Brewing, which is up in Five Points, Rhino area. And we had to put on the headsets in each little scary scenario, and it was definitely a little more, I would say, fake in some ways. Like the virtual reality environment was just, it seemed like a computer game, so it didn't seem as real, but it still gave me a spook. So it was definitely fun to try, but the virtual reality environment was not very realistic. Augmented reality is being used more and more in mobile devices, though, such as laptops, smartphones, and tablets, to change how the real world and digital image graphics intersect and interact. So, as I said earlier, the puppy filters on Snapchat, other face filters on Snapchat, those are definitely good examples of augmented reality. So, VR and AR intersect in that they both have the remarkable ability to alter our perception of the world. So they both leverage some of the same types of technology, and they each exist to serve the user with an enhanced or enriched experience. Both technologies do enable experiences that are becoming more commonly expected and sought after for entertainment purposes. And they do also provide applicable practice for real-world applications such as surgery procedures and helping with PTSD. So there you have it, the introduction of what exactly is the difference between AR and VR, how they intersect, and of course just what exactly they are. So our blog post this week, we are going to discuss the current state of both of these, VR and AR. We'll give the example of, AR created the frenzy that happened last year called Pokemon Go. I actually did not play any Pokemon Go, but I did watch how everyone got really into the game. Also, in our blog post this week, we'll give our opinions about how we feel about both of these technologies, how it could go too far, and what kind of AR or VR would make our lives easier. So, upcoming events, next Friday, so August 4th, and hard to believe that's almost August, we will have our next Caffeine and Conversation, location to be announced. We're still trying to confirm a few more details, and then we'll let you guys know as soon as possible, but it'll be from 8 to 9:30, free, and bring your questions. We'll have a topic prepared for you all, if you want to have some questions based on that topic, or if you have other questions related to social media, digital marketing, etc. Also, this will be the first announcement to basically as a first teaser. We are launching a little mini series of interviews with some Denver small business owners and entrepreneurs. So hopefully we're hoping to launch it next month. The exact timing of it is not quite certain yet. We do have to do a little more editing and some filming of intros of each of the entrepreneurs. But we're hoping that you all will enjoy the interview series, because they are great insights into how to run a small business, how to keep it going past the startup phase, and how to manage effective teams. So just letting you guys know, teaser, title to be determined, because we need to come up with something a little more catchy than what we currently have. And exact launch will hopefully be sometime in August, because we do have most of the series completed and edited. So that's all we have for today. So thank you for joining us on another Marketing Monday, and we'll be back again next week, same time, same place, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So enjoy the rest of your week.